What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris bringing you more games from the Starseries Season 3. These are old games, so we might not be seeing Sven or Magnus today, but shouldn't matter because we have two really aggressive teams going up against each other. One of my favorite teams, Pulse, is going to be playing on the Radiant versus Empire. Really, I like the teams that use Wisp very well. It's just exciting to see. And, of course, you do see Wisp being picked as the first pickup for Team Empire, as well as that Jakiro already starting off with a good support lineup. This is going to be from the lower bracket of the tournament. Whoever wins this best of 3 moves on to face the loser of GDB versus Na'Vi, which I have already casted. So if you've seen those, then you will know who Empire will go up against. And then the loser of this series will drop out of the tournament and take 4th place, I think. 4th place in the tournament. And that is going to be that. The bans are looking extremely normal. Pulse going to open up with Leshrac, Chen, and Juggernaut. A really classic lineup right there. A very stable thing that Pulse likes to do. You put Chen in the jungle, Leshrac, Juggernaut as a dual lane. And then you have Juggernaut, once he hits a couple of levels, you get a point of healing ward. Then you push the crap out of that bot lane. It's very effective for Pulse. We'll see if Team Empire could stop that, but really it's extremely difficult to stop that, because on the other end you have healing ward, edict, as well as Chen creeps, and that's a lot of stuff to get through. It's a lot of HP. You gotta burst down the creeps or slowly bring them down or something. And Team Empire, I don't know if they could actually withstand that. I don't know if they would want to withstand that. Usually teams let the tier 1 tower fall. Tier 2, sometimes they contest it, sometimes they don't. But either way, it is a very good, aggressive early game setup. Empire, on the other hand, they're going to go with the classic Tiny and Wisp combination, as well as that Jakiro to support. So that is already potentially their tri-lane on the top lane, or even on the bot lane. They could contest the push from Pulse. It could work decently. The Tiny Jakiro is a very solid combo, but against Juggernaut Leshrac, I don't know. It's just a matter of can Juggernaut spin at the appropriate time. The bans that are coming out are kind of widespread. Both teams trying to cover a lot of the bases. Empire going to ban out the hard lane hero from Pulse, and really what they want is to narrow Pulse's selections on the other lanes. Pulse, on the other hand, they're going to ban out the Keeper of the Light as one, and then the Queen of Pain and Invoker to ban out the potential solo mid heroes from Team Empire. And the Keeper of the Light, that hero is banned out not because he's a solo mid hero, but because his Illuminate and early game power could shut down the early game pushing strategy from Pulse very effectively. It's one of the easiest ways to do it, because a single Illuminate and then you can't push. It's just that. Keeper of the Light, one of the kings of counter push. So he is not going to be making an appearance this game. Both teams do have a relatively decent amount of carry potential and support potential. Both teams are going to be looking to shore up their lanes. Both of them do need a mid lane. I guess Team Empire could lane Tiny in the mid lane, although typically Tiny is not laned as such. Empire going to ban out the Brewmaster as the solo mid or even solo top from Pulse. Waga has been known to play that Brewmaster up there. So both teams are going to be looking to shore up their hard lane, shore up their mid lane as well. Pulse does have a dedicated jungler hero, which will weaken the lane a little bit, but will give them another source of income. Pulse actually going to go with Shadow Shaman, so possibly they won't be going for that tri-lane that I was talking about before. Shadow Shaman Juggernaut is very good for a kill lane, disable and spin. That could mean that Leshrac is being pushed towards the mid lane, and he'll just take that more farming oriented role as opposed to a support oriented role. But Pulse, with that Shadow Shaman pick, once again taking another hero that is push oriented. All the heroes that they picked up so far, regardless of whether it's the carry and the Juggernaut, the jungler and Chen, or the supports, they're all heroes that could push. Whereas Team Empire, they're heroes that are a little more kill oriented. Tiny as well as the Bounty Hunter do very well to first of all getting kills and then making use of those kills in future engagements. So we'll see what Pulse want to do with their last pickup, something like an Enigma or an Omni Knight. Okay, as Team Empire pick up the Naga Siren as their last pick. Well, the Wagamama Omni Knight, I understand that pick is going to be on the top lane. try to survive up there and really just give the entire team a little bit more longevity in their pushes. Empire, Naga Siren, I'm not sure if that was necessarily the best choice for them. They really would rather have, I guess, a little bit more clearing. That is going to give them a little bit of a carry, but the carry usually is picked up by Blow Your Brain on the Tiny. You get the big stick going, and then that's all the carry you really need. Funnick is going to be playing the Wisp. Go Black is going to be playing the Jakiro. Both of them heading up towards the top lane, it looks like. Silent is going to be heading towards the bot lane, most likely. Scandal possibly soloing mid as the Naga Siren. On the Pulse side, we have Region as the Juggernaut. We have the Chen being played by Mini. Also, Pinoy is going to be playing that Leshrac. Fishbone is on the Shadow Shaman, and that leaves Wagmama decked out in some pretty weird looking Omni Knight gear. I feel like this helmet on Omni Knight just looks like shit. It looks unfinished. Like the color scheme or something like that, it just looks like unfinished armor. I don't know. He's going to be going up against the top lane. Blow Your Brain is going to be up there. It's going to be not a fun time for the Omni Knight. Fishbone is probably going to be joining the bottom lane with Mini as well as Region. Going to be going up against Silent. Now, do they have any True Sight? They do have True Sight. Chen does have that, and they'll be able to pressure back Silent decently. Silent will probably play a couple of games with Mini in the jungle, just tagging his creep kills, stuff like that. You can see the new textures, or I guess, does Wisp have textures? I think they're all particles, right? New particles, new icons. He's a little bit more of an aquamarine teal kind of color now, as opposed to the glowing blue. Makes not much of a difference. The silencer difference. Silencer change is a lot more noticeable. The royal purple of the silencer. At first, I wasn't a big fan of it, but now I'm like, it actually looks pretty decent. It looks okay, because they like changed the saturation or something, so the purple isn't as like, boom, in your face purple. It's more like a subtle purple. I don't know what I'm talking about. Colors and hues and saturations and opacity and all that shit. I got no idea what I'm talking about. But it looks like Empire, they're instead going to lane a dual lane mid versus Pinoy. I like that choice, actually. Scandal is going to get a much easier time while being supported by Jakiro. And really, you don't need all that much to keep an Omni Knight back. You could already see Player Brain and Funnick put a little bit of damage onto this Omni Knight. Little to no expense of their own. So, laning it as such is going to mean that, well, first of all, Player Brain is not going to have his farm impacted by the lack of Jakiro at all. Omni Knight on the hard lane is such an easy hero to deal with because he could survive with the repel, as you just saw, but other than surviving, he can't really do much else. He's not going to be able to move up and get last hits, and if he does, this is going to happen. So they don't really need the Jakiro up there to actually support. Waga's actually taking some pretty decent damage, even getting the tether stun on him, because why not? Sliding down the Naga Siren to this mid lane is going to mean that they're going to have an additional hero making use of farm. And Jakiro Naga Siren, not necessarily the most common of dual lanes. When you do have a Leshrac solo in the mid lane, who isn't really the most powerful solo mid, he's not exactly a Queen of Pain or Invoker, you could have a pretty decent lane going for yourself. A lot of chances for kills. If you land a net, Ice Path is guaranteed to land, and Leshrac is a very frail hero, so it would be very, very possible for Empire to get kills on that mid lane. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Silent's going to do whatever he can to absorb as much experience as he can. I'm not sure if he's actually going to get much, but either way, it's looking pretty good for Empire, just as far as the lanes go. Pulse, on the other hand, the Omni Knight is not getting anything. Pinoy is getting a couple of levels. But everything that Pulse has set up isn't really going to be extremely effective. Like, keep in mind that Pulse is jungling with the Chen. Chen has been using the Wilkin to cast Tornado, trying to give an edge to the mid lane. That is going to mean that his farm is going to suffer just a little bit. He's resorting to pulling. Chen is, I mean, anyone's capable of pulling, but he's usually a jungler that excels at just farming for a little bit, getting to that level 5 mark extremely quickly, and then getting 2 creeps, pushing, and then killing everything. That's usually the Chen thing to do. But this time, he's kind of sacrificing his own well-being, trying to give Pinoy a little bit of an edge. 4 to 5 on him versus Scandal's 8 for 4, 2 for 4 on Jakiro. A lot of the denies going the way of Leshrac, so he's getting denied a lot of experience right there. So right off the bat, I do have to favor Empire just with the laning setup that they have. I feel like Pulse's last pick of the Omni Knight, a little bit of a weak pick. If you're going to lane someone up on that hard lane, well, there were, actually there weren't that many heroes to choose from. So I guess Omni Knight is decent, but he's really not doing anything up here. And Silent he's doing stuff down there, so it's gonna favor Empire just a little bit. Region putting a lot of hurt onto Bounty Hunter, actually. So this Naga Siren is gonna get a little bit of farm. Doesn't necessarily have to go for a full-on carry role because Tiny's the one. Actually, 18 creep kills versus only 11. I say only 11, but 18 versus 11. Not a huge farm differential between the mid and top lane for Empire. So the Naga Siren is probably, I want to say, going to go for a little bit more of a tanky build. Get a Vanguard, Arcane Boots, that kind of build as opposed to something like a Radiance Rush, because Blow Your Brain is going to do a ton of damage, and they don't need Naga Siren to do damage on top of that. Of course, more damage is always better, but it's just not necessarily a necessity. Pinoy might be in a little trouble as he steps up. He's going to take a net as well as an Ice Path, and Silent is here as well. Pinoy is going to drop to a Dual Breath. Mini is here to support, but is a little bit too little, too late, as Leshrac is already dead. The Edict popping off everywhere where his corpse was. So Empire taking the first kill in this game, the mid lane. Not really a great... Oh, completely missed that as... Alright, I guess I didn't completely miss that, I just mostly missed that. As Blow Your Brain and Funnick both dropping very, very low. And they don't have any more consumables, so I think they have to ferry some out or both go back to base or something. But Empire getting another kill on the top lane, taking a 2-kill advantage fairly early on. Region with 1 point in that healing ward is going to push down this bottom lane tower. Silent is unable to do really much of anything to handle this. Fishbone burning a lot of mana to for a little gain. But hey, they have the siege creep, they have a decent creep wave. They're mostly just trying to keep Silent back from this creep wave. Fishbone is not going to make the kill happen. Silent is going to get spun down, but he got the deny. More than worth it for Team Empire. A beautiful play by the Bounty Hunter, quite honestly, and so far, even though the Juggernaut did end up getting a kill, I feel like Empire, they're going to be more than happy to make that trade. A Bounty Hunter in exchange for denied tower, although the tower... What the hell are these skeletons doing? They are cutting their way through the air. They're skating also, rollerblades. And I'm just missing another creep kill as Blow Your Brain can do a ton of damage to Shadow Shaman from very far away. Region is going to try to get Silent. Mini is there with Sentry Ward, and Silent trying to hide, but he has nowhere to go, quite honestly. He's going to get Edict hit down, and that is going to be it for him. Pinoy picking up a kill, but in exchange for Shadow Shaman, the trade a little bit in favor of Pulse. But they definitely did not expect to lose at Shadow Shaman. They tried to get Blow Your Brain, but Tiny with 900 HP is a fairly tanky hero. The push continues, healing ward, restoring everyone's HP. Jakiro has moved down towards the spot lane, and we also do see that Scandal is moving here as well. Blow Your Brain does have the combo up. He's going to get it onto Pinoy as well as Mini. Huge damage onto Leshrac as he goes down instantly. Binny is in a little bit of trouble. The phase boots is up on Tiny, and Punch is going to bring Tiny a double kill net from Scandal onto Region as he's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have any more mana. He's going to get hit with an Ice Path as Blow Your Brain trying to run away from the trolls. A little bit of body block from Silent, but he is going to make it out as Naga Siren does pick up that Juggernaut kill. And Tiny living at under 100 HP. And 2-6 is the advantage for Team Empire. They're looking so very good this game. They did deny the only tower that has been brought down so far. And Pulse, their pushing has been relatively unsuccessful. If you run a pushing lineup like this, you really depend on getting the kills of the tower. You do get a little bit of gold if it gets denied, but you really need that gold from an actual tower destruction in order to fuel your future pushes. Because when you push very aggressively with multiple people, the thing that you don't get is experience, because it's split amongst 4 people and everyone's going to be a very low level. But what you're counting on then is to make up for your experience disadvantage with a gold advantage. Once you add in denies to that, then you get pretty much neither. And then you're unhappy. Everyone's unhappy, really. Everyone on your team, at least. Empire, they're having the time of their lives right now. We see the gold advantage as well as the experience advantage both in favor of Team Empire. And I gotta be honest, I do think they have the late game. They do have the Naga Siren, in addition to the Tiny. Naga Siren's illusions won't last very long against Pulse, but really, they don't need the Naga Siren illusions to last long. If they take an Omni Slash hit, it's more than worth it. Wagamama taking a huge amount of damage from just punches from Blow Your Brain.
Radiant's top tower
And now he might even be killed by Go Black if he could land this Ice Path. Ice Path is going to miss. Waga stuck in the trees, does have a Purification plus Repel, should be fine, but here comes Fishbone and Mini to support. Shotgun to Go Black, and a long-range Shackle. What kind of range is that? And Chen with the Ursa Clap does pick up that kill. That was the longest Shackle I've ever seen in my life. Holy crap. But hey, kill's a kill. It's 3-6 right now. Silent stalking his next victim. Gonna be Fishbone, putting a little bit of damage on him. Silent has hit that level 6 mark. You can see as soon as he hit that level 6 mark, he left the lane. Had nothing more to do on that bot lane. That's going to give Region a little bit of time to farm. It looks like Pulse, they're going to be engaged upon very, very shortly. Fishbone getting repelled, so there is no more track on him. And Empire looking for kills. I don't think they're going to find anyone here. Pinoy is not going to go up into that area. They know, or Pulse knows exactly where the Empire squad is, and Silent has returned back to this bot lane. Region is here pushing down this tower. Let's see if Silent can make this happen once again. It is going to happen! A second deny from Silent, and Region, without mana to cast that Omni Slash, is unable to punish Silent for the second deny in the game. Huge plays from Silent as this bounty hunter, and I want to say a little bit of misstep from Region, but when it comes down to a situation like that, when you're both dancing around the tower trying to get the last hit, it is all just a matter of who is better with the last hitting. Pinoy going to take an avalanche, going to take a toss, Ice Path to follow as well, and Pinoy is going to get dropped. Purification trying to save him, and the Hand of God plus Repel, it is going to save the life of Leshrac, but that's a lot used to just to get that save. Region is going to come in with an Omni Slash, pick up the kill onto Tiny, who instantly buys back. Go Black with the Ice Path as well, chain stunning onto Region. A lot of damage there with the Riptide plus the dual breath, but he should be able to survive. Support power coming from Wagamama, very substantial. In the meantime, Mini is going to kill off the Wisp, trying to partner up with Blow Your Brain to get a kill. Blow Your Brain is going to punch down Mini. No, a Hand of God is going to keep him alive just for a little bit more. Fishbone does not have any mana. Here comes Pinoy with the Split Earth, not going to even attempt it because Tiny is just way too quick. They did manage to pick up the top tier 1 tower, but and a couple of kills as well. So Pulse making a little bit of a rally right now. The supporting healing power from Pulse is ridiculous, actually. Never occurred to me how much healing they actually had with the Healing Ward, Purification, Hand of God. Well, that's a lot of healing power, and Empire, they're going to have to try to burst their way through it. Good thing for Empire is that they do have exactly the heroes that they need to burst through it. Huge AoE magic damage coming out from the Jakiro, which Omni Knight could mitigate somewhat with Repel, but that's only on one person. And now Region's going to be in a little trouble. Avalanche toss onto Region, dual breath as well, slam to the ground. He's going to drop. Blow Your Brain is going to make his way out of there. Very, very much alive, and Region taking a death that, well, he couldn't have seen coming, but still it's a death nonetheless. And Empire, they're not done with this mid lane yet. Silent, as long as Go Black has mana for the Ice Path, they're going to keep going in. There's the grenade onto the Wisp. Fishbone is going to get repelled, so he's going to survive with 80 HP. The tether, unfortunately, did break. You cannot toss the Wisp from the max toss range. The tether would break in midair, and you don't get the stun. But still, once you toss the Wisp on, you guarantee all the spirits, or I guess most of the spirits, to hit. And it's a very effective nuking tool. And here's the push from Pulse. 11 minutes in, only a 3-kill disadvantage for them. Actually do have the gold advantage. They're going to start working on this tier 1 mid tower. Where is Silent? They need to deny this tower. Silent is on the bot lane, so this tower is probably not going to be denied unless Go Black is going to make some big plays happen. Ice Path onto 2 as teleportation comes in. It is going to be Scandal, who does have that Song Siren up with the spin. Is there shredding his HP? There he goes. He's going to drop, but for that trade, it is going to be Mini also dropping 2-man in the Ice Path as well. Go Black laying down some heavy AoE damage. Region's going to get an Omni Slash onto that hero, but now he's going to drop. The Repel is going to buy him a little bit of time, but Blow Your Brain with the right click damage should be enough to bring him down. Toss onto the Omni Knight, so it's pretty heavy damage as well. With the Purification plus the spin, should be enough to bring down Blow Your Brain. It is going to be enough, and Silent is going to escape as well with 150 HP left on him. The tower did get killed. The Serpent Ward's left to do that job. And the shock from Fishbone from long range, as Silent does overstay his welcome just a little bit too much. And they're going to keep going. They do still have 2 Dark Troll Warlords. The Skeleton army is going to be fairly substantial. They do have a lot of healing. Wagamama low on mana, but they should be able to make something happen regardless. Actually, the creep wave got thin extremely quickly, and Jakiro's coming in, so the AoE damage is going to be enough. Region is going to take a net as well. Is he going to receive any supports? Juggernaut Spin won't save you that much. Scandal's going to take a net, and Pinoy is just standing his ground with the AoE damage that he does have to offer. A lot of damage going off as the Macro Pyre does fly. Regen taking a lot of damage as well. Go Black is going to survive at less than 200 HP as the Hand of God does fly out from Mini. Ice Path is going to hold out the trolls, but we do have another teleportation coming in. It's going to be silent once again. Blurry Brain trying to get an avalanche toss onto Regen as well as Mini with the Fishbone with the Shackle once again interrupted by the Shuriken toss this time. Hand of God does fly out, so Silent cannot do anything. Blurry Brain is getting spun down. He's going to toss someone away, but it doesn't matter because Leshrac is there with AoE damage, and Pulse just rallying so hard right now. This healing ward doing so much for them. They need to keep this healing ward alive. No, Funnick is going to kill the healing ward. That is going to mean the end of Pulse's push, but one tier 1 tower, one tier 2 tower. They just pour on the aggression. I love watching Pulse play. And I'm trying to not be biased because no one likes a biased commentator, right? But, ha! He got the wrong one. Don't want to do that, Mini. That's not, you gotta work on your mouse accuracy. He's gonna sacrifice this little troll to the hands of the Dire. What a sad life this guy's lived. Chilling in his creep camp and then all of a sudden got suicidal. His friends never saw it coming. Seems like such an ordinary guy. Didn't really realize he would be the one to do that. But Pulse cleaned out the bot lane, cleaned out the mid lane, all the while picking up kill after kill, taking the experience and gold advantage to boot. So Pulse, they're looking very good. They're going to take a tour of the tier 2s. We're going to see if Empire have anything to say about this. Chinese Burst is getting kind of cut in half because of the Hand of God and really all the healing that is coming out from the Omni Knight combined with Regen, combined with Chen. Juggernaut's even going to go for a Battle Fury, so he's going to look towards accelerating his farm come late game. Don't know why Pulse are sitting so far away from Regen. It's kind of a little bit injured, but the Pinoy might be the target. Silence going to open up with the track, going to close the distance, and the Wisp Grenade is going to do heavy damage. The Avalanche is going to bring Leshrac down as Fishbone. Everyone really teleporting in. Regen is unable to get a spin onto anyone. But does he have Omni Slash? He does have Omni Slash, going to get it, but the creeps come right in time, and that is going to put Regen at a very poor position. Unfortunate Omni Slash hits from him. You can't really count on the Omni Slash hitting all heroes, but it like jumped to the farthest away creep, so he couldn't even get a spin going, which kind of sucks. Pinoy does drop to the huge burst potential of Empire. Empire, they're not out of it quite yet. They just have to line up their ultimates. They get a lot of magic damage onto a single target, bring down the Omni Knight or bring down the Chen before they can get anything that any of the healing spells that they have to offer. Then they're going to be in a pretty good situation to win a fight, and possibly, well, if they do win a fight, they're going to take at least one tower, if they take it pretty dominantly. It's like they're not even going to wait to win a fight, as they do have a push onto this mid lane, Go Black without any Liquid Fire yet, but he has maxed out Ice Path as well as Dual Breath, so he's going to go for the most aggressive counter pushing as well as damaging build, which is the correct choice. You don't really expect to be pushing against Pulse's lineup. They're going to take down the tower nonetheless, and they got to defend their tier 2 on the top lane, or they're just going to sack it and head towards the tier 1 on the bot lane, try to equalize the map control a little bit. This tower is hopeless. You cannot save this at this point. Who's going to get it? It is going to be Chen with his creep army. Pulse, they're going to keep on rolling. They do have the Guardian Angel. Yes, they do. They do have the Omni Slash in 40 seconds. Probably going to wait towards that. We do have Scandal heading in with an invisibility rune. Are there any sentry wards? There are not. The Serpent wards have been dropped onto the tier 3 tower. Repel onto Pinoy as he does go towards that front line, trying to do as much edict damage as he can to the tower. The tower is getting brought dangerously low. This tower looks like it's going to drop unless there's initiation. There's the initiation. It is going to be from Scandal. Who are they going to go for? The Macro Pyre needs to line up. Macro Pyre onto Mini as well as Pinoy. There's the withdrawal of the Hand of God. But the Guardian Angel is there. The heals are all there for Pulse. Regen's going to try to spin someone away, but everyone from Empire is just falling back. No one is going to die from that initiation. A failed initiation from Empire, and everyone from Pulse still very, very healthy. Several pairs of arcane boots is going to mean they are going to survive, but now with Blurry Brain, he wants in. Pino is going to activate his edict, try to do as much damage as he can. If he lands in Split Earth, this could be devastating. He is not going to land anything. The net does go through Repel, because the net, I believe, is considered physical. I don't know if it actually tells you. It affects enemy units. Of course it affects enemy units. Why would you want to net your friendly unit? But the initiation has been unsuccessful as far as getting kills, but it looks like it has been enough to stop the push of Pulse, at least for a moment. They could rally in just a little bit. Wagamama is probably going to repel some people, and we'll send them right into the front lines. The tower is very, very close to death, only less than 400 HP there. And Pulse, they're not looking to leave this top lane. Shrag's continuing to fall as though Silent gets picked off by a Hex. Shackle as well. Are they going to burn anything else for this? No Omni Slash. They're just going to chop him down. There he goes, as Blurred Brain as well as Funnick, they are unable to get in there on the fight, and this could mean the tier 3s. This could mean Raxes for Pulse. This tower is very, very dangerously low. Song of the Siren is not up, but don't underestimate the power of a Tiny at level 11. The thing is, I don't know if he actually has enough burst damage to bring down anyone. The Ice Path is going to fly. Regen on the front lines, chopping down the tower through that Blade Fury. Fortification does fly out. Regen is in a little bit of a poor position now. Pinoy taking a lot of damage. There goes the mech. Everyone is such healthy amounts of HP. Omni Slash and Blurred Brain skipping over to Scandal, not actually killing anyone, but the tower does drop eventually. Serpent Ward's a little bit out of range of hitting the melee Raxes, but it should be enough to bring them down. Everyone from Empire is alive, however, so they're going to make something happen. Fishbone is going to get Avalanche Toss, still alive, however. Huge Macropire Ice Path is going to instantly bring down Pinoy's Regen. Is going to try to get a spin onto anyone he could find. Serpent Ward's still working on those Raxes, not going to be able to bring him down, as Fishbone is going to teleport out of here. Regen is also going to get sent back to the base. Mini, as well as Wogma, kind of left to die. I don't think they can make it out of here. Mini is going to get brought down by Silent, or the Wisp at least, as the Omni Knight does teleport out. Kind of mitigating their losses there. The Raxes are very, very low on HP, though. So far, a successful push from Pulse. Just one more of those types of push on the front lines. Slap a Repel onto Leshrac, put the Edict on, put him right here. Watch the Raxes dissolve. The Pulse are looking very, very good this game. Empire, if they get the AoE, if they get the picks off, if they focus their burst, is what I'm trying to say, then they can take a fight. Kill off Wagamama before he get anything off, but he now does have a Vanguard, and it's going to be very difficult. The Ice Path needs to land. It needs to combo off with an Avalanche Toss combo. If Empire could use their combo to pick off one, then that could mean a huge, huge fight for them. That could mean that they could take some tier 2 towers out, which currently they're kind of been struggling to do so. Money in the bank for Blurred Brain. I love it when creeps die like that. It's so satisfying. Gold flying everywhere. But Pulse, they just have to be careful with their engagements. They have to make sure that Wagamama is never the one on the front lines, because if anyone gets engaged upon with an Avalanche Toss or an Ice Path or anything, then Omni Knight will be there with the Repel, will be there with the Purification, and if shit really hits the fan, you could slap that Guardian Angel down and deny a lot of damage output from Silent Scandal, as well as blow your brain. Pulse going to return to that top lane, because why not? The Raxes are at 600 HP? 635 HP with that regeneration. They're just going to plow their way through. Wagamama clearing off the creep wave as quickly as he can, and now Empire, they might be looking to put a little bit of damage on this tier 2 mid tower before they actually want to teleport back, but they're going to have to defend this very valiantly right now. Pulse is going to put a lot of time and a lot of effort to bring down these Raxes, but I do think they'll be able to get it down if they put a Repel onto Pino and slap him on the front lines. The Alpha Wolf even helping out there. There is the Repel as Scandal is going to get it down to Pino. Pino is in a horrible position right now. He's the only one vulnerable to attacks, and he is going to drop before this fight even starts. Exactly what they need. Now Blurred Brain even has his combo doing heavy damage to Wagamama. There's Hand of God as well as the Guardian Angel. Fishbone is stuck in an Ice Path, but it doesn't matter. Silent is going to make his way out with 80 HP. Omni Slash flying through, not killing off Mini. He does have that mechanism, pops off, and he's going to survive, at least for the moment. Everyone from Pulse is still fairly healthy. Shackle onto Blurred Brain. Omni Slash as well will be enough. It will just barely not be enough, as Jakiro does pick off the Chen. Now Fishbone getting worked upon by Scandal, and everyone from Pulse is just dying left and right. Wagamama is going to repel himself. Regen trying to spin his way out of there, but the net does go through that once again. He's getting punched down by the Tiny. It's actually the Jakiro picking up that kill, and Pulse get wiped. Wow. Everyone from Empire so very weak, but such a beautiful fight from them. Using the Song of the Siren not as an initiation tool per se, like in the classic sense of the word, but as a ganking tool, because Leshrac did take that Repel, and as soon as Empire saw that, they just went for it. Everyone from Pulse was asleep. The only one alive was Pinoy, and, well, Repel or no Repel, you only have 850 HP as the Leshrac. Tiny with 200 damage a pop, plus, you know, Silent and Scandal doing their damage as well. That instantly turned it into a 4v5, exactly what I was talking about. They need to focus their burst, or at least focus their kills, and take people out one at a time. The great thing about what happened there is that they use the Song of the Siren as kind of a burst spell. Not per se, but you isolate one hero with Song of the Siren, you kill him, and then you still have all of the bursts. You still have the Macropire from Jakiro. You still have the Avalanche Toss combo on the Tiny. So they essentially got double their burst than they normally would. So that doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, just a huge, huge additional spell, really. Yet kind of a double. Essentially, it made Song of the Siren a nuke, a giant AoE nuke. So it's a very well fought fight for Empire. Let's see if they can pull it off again. They do have the Song of Siren up, and this time they do have an Aegis. Guardian Angel will be up in 30 seconds. Omni Slash will be up in 13. So Pulse will probably wait for the GA to be up, Serpent Wards to drop down. They're going to try to go for these racks, but everything that they have done so far has been pretty much mitigated by the regeneration of the barracks. Wisp is going to make himself reveal just a little bit. I don't think Pulse actually knows this is going to happen, and Pinoy is going to be the target. Blurry Brain is going to close right in, annihilate the crap out of Leshrac. Macropyre does some good damage to Wagamo as well. Shackle onto Funnick, but already Pulse have lost 2. Huge Purification Bomb hitting a lot of Empire heroes, but I don't think it's actually going to be enough to kill anyone, as Waga and Fishbone, the only ones left. Serpent Ward's doing the damage they can. The Guardian Angel is up, but it's not going to help him against magical damage. One more punch from the Tiny is going to bring him down, as Fishbone is on the run now. Blurry Brain with his fast movement speed, Tether to increase movement speed even more, and Fishbone is going to drop. And 4 kills for Blow Your Brain, and Empire hold once again. Pulse, they seem very, very intent on breaking down these Raxes, but I do think it's not going to happen, at least unless they get a pick off or something. Straight pushing into this. The Naga Siren ultimate wasn't even used. The Aegis still up on her. That was just all of Empire's burst. Focused onto first the Leshrac, denying all that Edict, denying all that Pulse Nova damage. Pinoy died with full mana, and that's a lot of damage that did not come out from him. And then just picking off systematically first the Chen, then the Omni Knight and Shadow Shaman. Empire just rallying so perfectly right now. It looked a little bit rough for them, but right now they have a pretty substantial kill lead. Experience is going their way vastly. Gold is also following suit. Excuse me while I drink some of my water. As soon as I finished that last game, I took another sip of my soda, and I'm like, this tastes like crap. Which kind of sucks. There's that one point when soda is just like, wow, this is amazing, and then you're like, take another sip, and 30 minutes later, and it's just bad. It's just bad. I'm a very slow drinker. Yeah. But back to this game. Back to this game. Pulse have cleared out all the tier 2s, but Empire, they're holding strong with the defense. They still have a lot of tier 2s to take, which is sometimes considered a bad thing, but in this case, when they could take down tier 2s so very easily with the Tiny, who now does have an Aghanim Scepter up, then these tier 2s are just huge boxes of gold that they could crack open pretty much after any fight. I do believe it's well within Empire's power to take a good fight. I'm perhaps discounting Pulse a little bit too much, but just so far Empire have just been on point with all of their spells, all of their initiations. They've just been going the way of them. And Pulse looks like they're going to make something change with a smoke perhaps. It's not going to be a smoke. It's going to be a Yule Scepter, going to go up onto Pinoy, finally getting a core item up 25 minutes of the game. 7 deaths doesn't exactly help your farming situation. Not going to have any buyback, but I don't really think he's going to need buyback. Well, either way, he's not going to have it. We now do see 4 heroes with the 5th Scandal not too far behind. They're going to go straight in for the tier 2s. Once again, it is a big jar, box of gold. They crack open, and looks like they're going to get Kraken. Overcharge, not yet maxed out, only level 1 actually, but the tower is going to go down. Pinoy taking a net, and he's going to drop heals or no heals. There he goes. Scandal picking up that kill. Avalanche toss onto the Chen. Fishbone also caught in the ice path. He's going to get burned down by the Macropyre. 3 down instantly. Wagamo getting purged by the Naga Siren. He's going to try to teleport out of here, but the huge hits from the Tiny not going to be enough. And Empire with another 4-man wipe. They could just turn around and farm these wards. Why not? But looks like that's not going to be necessary. The GG has been called by Mini. Go to game 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, GG has been called an Omni Slash with the worst possible jumps ever. Region, unfortunately, is going to be the last one to fall, and now Empire with a 2-1 kill advantage is going to bring down the tier 3s, is going to win the game, as everyone from Pulse has had enough. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pulse vs. Empire from the Starseries Season 3, so this is an older game. This tournament is almost over. I will almost be concluding my complete coverage of this tournament. About friggin' time too, right? If you enjoyed this cast, then please comment, criticize, tell me what I could do better for next time. Subscribe if you want to see any more content. I will upload a lot more frequently than I have been. Other than that, just have a good day. If you do like, comment, subscribe, whatever, I will give you a high five next time I see you. That's gonna be it for me, guys. Game 1 does go to Empire out of the best of 3. Once again, loser goes home, winner stays on in the loser's bracket to face the loser of GDB versus Navi, and those games have already been played and casted, so you should know who that is going to be. GG, guys.